Countdown. And go live. That's Larry. Oh no, that's a notification. I'm live. We're live for now.
So, Larry, we know that the sound is terrible or tricky or whatever. We've run 18 different tests, and we don't know what's different, what the problem is, but we're trying to figure it out by
I don't remember what day it was last week, but I opened up my phone and was going to do something on Facebook, and the whole app was just gone.
Oh, really?
I mean, it wasn't even there. I was like, what the hell, man?
I'm tired of the office.
Could be. I had to go to the Google store and re-download it and reinstall it.
We're almost at time on it.
Oh yeah. Let's see, where are we?
Oh, one minute. A little bit left.
Yeah, we got it.
All right.
And when I reinstalled it, that pinging came up, so I'm not sure what that has to do with anything. Look that.
Actually, we left that you. Okay.
Ah.
All right. I'm not mad about
Oh. Well, considering you didn't pay anything for it, how mad can you be? You've got a pretty sweet deal out of it. You know that, right?
Oh, 3 minutes to
Free scotch. I mean,
start. I've offered to others. And there we go.
welcome everybody to Tales from the Lounge Cigar Company Spotlight. I'm Ron,
And I'm Chris.
and you guys are stuck with us for an hour. Suckers! Welcome everybody. Glad to see you guys. Sorry about last week. I don't know what happened. My sinuses and my allergies just beat me to hell. I wasn't sleeping. I couldn't taste properly. I could taste, but everything tasted off. I was telling Chris, even Saturday when I was doing at the Saturday at the shop, I had a Bocox Maduro, and I lit it up, and the first few puffs, all I tasted was sand. You know, like when that bully knocked you down into the sand, you got a mouthful of dirt.
Yeah.
That's what I tasted out of the cigar. And I was like, this is not what this is supposed to taste like.
Right?
So anyway, we are sitting here lighting up cigars and drinking some scotch.
And doing one of our classic cigar company spotlights.
Well, man,
Yes.
that you know what? That would be a good idea for a show, a cigar company spotlight.
It would.
And we could actually feature a cigar company and talk about them.
And you know what really surprises me? We've been doing this for over a year and a half now.
I know. I mean, this summer will be 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. I can't believe we've done. And don't get me wrong, we've deviated quite a few times. But
Right.
I mean,
But still.
we've done a lot of companies.
Yes. And we still have a lot more to go. We've had a lot of guest hosts, a couple repeat hosts.
And we've had you ditch me on several occasions, and now it's down to a regular thing. You know, every third Wednesday.
Yeah.
By the way, and next week, is it next week?
Yeah, next week. Is
Next week.
bourbon.
Kevin Hand's going to be on the show, and we're going to smoke some old cruxes.
Oh, not
And-
you sons of guns. I'm going to skip bourbon and come here.
Yeah, see, because I've got some of those old label red lines.
Yeah. So today is the third. Yeah, next week is the third Wednesday. Dang it.
The 20th. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. So, yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun. Oh, but tonight, who are we doing tonight?
Oh, who are we covering? We're covering
I don't want to hear about your love life, okay?
Matilde Cigars.
Matilde Cigars, that's true.
Yeah. You know, when we start doing the research on them, there's not a whole lot out there. They're one of the oldest original cigars in the Dominican Republic.
Yep.
But then they went away after, 20 or 30 years. And then just recently, I'll say recently because it's very recent considering the timeline, had a resurgence. So, interesting story.
So, we'll delve more into that. But first things first, we need our cool intro.
My new headshots that Biz did for me.
Biz gave you head?
Headshots. Pictures for work.
Sorry, Biz, I just couldn't resist, man.
Well, he didn't hear it anyway, remember?
No, but when we were back on when I asked about if he gave you head.
Yeah, whatever. All right.
Oh, but what was I going to say?
Next week.
Next week. Let's talk about Matilde. Now, you did mention already that they were one of the first tobacco manufacturers in the Dominican Republic.
Yes.
Got their start in 1876, which we were just celebrating 100 years of independence.
Yeah, that was what, 2 years after you were born, or before you were born?
It was after I was born.
After you were born.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And they were around until the early 1900s. And again, like I said, they were one of the first.
Did you find
tobacco companies.
why it talked about they went out of business?
No.
I looked for 2 days and I couldn't find why they went out of business.
And you know what? I kind of pride myself on Google search skills. And, I couldn't find anything.
I even
looked for,
interviews.
Dominican tobacco history and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I found a couple of possible books, but, I didn't have time to order them and get them here and read them and find out.
Short amount of time, yeah.
But that does make me want to revisit this company at a later date when we've got some more time to do some more research.
Sure, do some additional.
And do some additional stuff. But
because we do, the research we do, I don't know, anywhere from 4 to 8 hours a week a piece, right? So there's close to 20 hours of research that we do when we combine it when we do the shows. But even then, I feel like sometimes we're only able to get just a little bit below the surface and not really dig in. It's when we have the reps and the owners on that we can really
hear.
And a lot of those stories are stuff that you don't find in everyday articles or sometimes in the history, because they'll tell a story that's not necessarily.
There's not a book out there that will tell us that Edgar Hoyle was banned from Japan for a couple of years.
Yeah, right. Because he was arrested with one of the Yakuza leaders or whatever. Gang leaders. Yeah. No, there's not one of those. All right, so 1876, Matilde got the start, went away in the early 1900s, and then it was revived relatively recently. 2014. By who?
Jose Sarras.
The Sarras family, right? Now, I'm curious. We talk about here, and I'll show you, I'm smoking, and we'll talk about the different cigars. I'm smoking the Riancer, the Matilde Riancer, and we'll talk about the flavors on this one. But the label, all the labels have this S, this leafy tobacco leaf S on the front of it. And since it started way back then, I was like, I wonder why it doesn't have an M on it for Matilde. But it was founded in Santiago de los Caballeros, which is city heartland, and Santiago is commonly the capital city of Dominican Republic, and played a very important part in the independence war there in Dominican. So I think the S is kind of a tribute back to there. I think it's a happy coincidence that the family's last name starts with an S as well.
That could be entirely
And I'm
true.
curious.
Or we could be making shit up.
Well, I'm curious if they changed the S when the family took over in 2014, or if this is the original. I'm just throwing stuff out there, right? You guys tell me what you think. But we did research and you didn't, so you have to listen to what we say. So that's what I'm going with.
That sounds like like our government sometimes.
Well, that's true. Oh yeah.
Oh.
All right. So tell us about Jose, the founder.
He actually got his start in cigars back in 1974, and he was hired by the Consolidated Cigar Corporation and to create an industrial engineering department for the company. And I'm sure what they were looking for was ways of modernizing and streamlining the production and the manufacturing plants.
I'm sure they were. But as you and I both know, and especially those what I'll call veteran listeners or veterans in the cigar world, a good quality hand-rolled cigar, there's not much efficiency you can make up in that. Now maybe in the harvesting and the planting process,
planting, and
maybe the rotation of it as it's fermenting,
and all of that
but
stuff.
when you get to the rolling and stuff, it's all on the experience of the rollers, and you're not going to get the same quality out of a hand-rolled cigar that you are machine made.
Part of that process is somebody handling tobacco, making sure the tobacco is on hand right when the roller sits down.
How often are they inspecting it?
And
I get it.
And is somebody
do we have
making
inspection
sure
standards?
that when he gets low, he's got some ready supply there. There's a lot of stuff. And if I spent 9.5 years in a manufacturing plant,
right, and
so seeing those type of things and knowing, if you just change up this process just a little bit, you can streamline a lot of things.
Right.
So,
Well, I didn't want people to think that they were trying to, when we were talking about streamline the process, that we were trying to go from hand-rolled to machine made.
No.
But there are ways in a manual process to definitely make some improvements and gain some efficiencies. And, I mean, if anyone knows, the two of us would know, because both of us have done quite a bit of consulting and been in manufacturing processes before. So, so 74, he started that, was hired.
And one of the first tasks was to oversee the sorting, selection, and stripping of tobacco, which allowed him to become familiarized with tobacco and what he would be using for so many years later. So, case in point, kind of what we were talking about. 4 years later, he was transferred to La Compañía Insular Tabacalera. I always put the hell out of that.
It was located in Las Palmas de Gran Canaria. Where that was the first time when he got transferred there that he was immersed in the full cigar manufacturing process, right, from beginning to end. And he was there 3 years, and he got transferred back to work manufacturing at the original plant that he had started in. He became VP of
operations
and
a master blender.
Master blender, yeah.
That's a title I wouldn't mind having. And I'd have to develop the shit out of my palate to do that, though.
Yeah, so that's 7 years later. So 81.
I'd have to stop eating all those jalapenos and shit.
Right. He did that from 81 until 2011 when he retired. So for 30 years.
Don't ask me to do math, man.
30 years.
Math is hard.
Yeah, well, you've already had a glass. So 30 years.
30 years. And then he retired.
Yeah.
But you know what? What's kind of interesting is that he retired kind of like I probably would retire. About 8 months later, he goes, fuck this, man. I got to do something.
I got to do something. I'm too bored.
I'm too bored. So he decided he was going to start up again.
Well,
but let's
actually, that was right around the time in 2012 when he was inducted
into the Cigar Aficionado Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame, yep, that is.
But let's talk about some of the stuff that he did while he was with those companies.
Yeah.
It was top 25 cigars, Cigar Aficionado with Mia Domenica. Top 25 with Monte Cristo, Romeo and Juliet, Vega Fina,
H.
Upman. I mean, we got
Trinidad, Don Diego, and many other
so
brands.
many other brands dealing with quality stuff. Now, we mentioned those for a reason, and you don't know what the reason is yet. But some of those are Cuban cigars.
Yes.
But guess what? They're in the Dominican Republic, which means these are not the true Cubans. These are the other Cubans that Cuba has contracted out to be produced in the Dominican Republic to get around the U.S. embargo.
Yep.
So those of you people, and just to throw this out here, if you're buying Romeo and Juliets and Monte Cristos and H. Upmans and Trinidads from your local cigar shop, those do not come from Cuba.
Those are the Dominican Republic version.
That's it.
That's correct. But it was interesting that what he talked about drove him going back to the cigar world is that he has this huge passion and drive to just make the absolute best cigar in the world. And with the brand Matilde, it's to pay. He wants to pay homage to his country, since it was one of the very first tobacco companies.
And I really wanted to find more about that. I tried to find an interview with him talking about that. I couldn't find it. You must have found it.
I just found a little bit where it kind of talked about that. I didn't find much beyond that. But yeah, so who else do we have come in? Oh, Damon. Oh, wow, Chris. It's been a while since I've seen you. Looking good. Thanks.
How you doing, Tom? Good to see you, man.
Well, the nice tan is from 3 weeks in
Belize.
So yeah.
Sorry, bastard.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'm going to get a little bit of a tan this weekend. I'm not going to spend 3 weeks, but I'm going to spend about 4 days at the lake this weekend.
But when he did go back, he wanted to produce at a smaller scale.
He did. Instead of millions, he wanted to do thousands. He wanted to do something more hands-on and something more towards his passion.
And that's why they resurrected this company. And he brought his 2 sons along with him, Enrique and Ricardo.
Yep.
Yeah, so they revived it in 2014. And beyond that, I didn't have a lot of other background I could find on the family or the company prior to that, or why it has an S versus an M. Is that for the family? Is that for Santiago? I don't know. It could be for both. Happy coincidence. But it did talk about the first cigar that they produced, the first line, right? Which is the one that I'm smoking. Renacer, which means rebirth, which was very suitable for bringing back the brand for the name of the occasion and revival of it. And you want to talk about what the blend is and some of the flavor notes? Oh, you pull up the page, right? You got the page.
Yeah.
Show them.
Hold on. Let me get to the page here.
And I will say that this one is definitely medium strength, like it talks about. Very, at least in the first part, very earthy, with some hints of leather. I haven't got to the black coffee or dark chocolate.
Which is what you're looking forward to. I know you are. And again, it was one of Cigar Aficionado's top 25.
There is a... I'm starting to get to that kind of creamy finish. I imagine as I smoke it more, it'll get creamier. But yeah, it's good. It's got a Connecticut Ecuadorian wrapper with a Dominican Republic binder and a Dominican and Nicaraguan filler. So,
bear with me just a second. Let me double check, make sure we're not frozen.
but this is a really good cigar. I don't think so. Everything's going pretty good. No one has said, "Hey, you guys are frozen." Belize will do that to you. Yeah, Damon, it will. In fact, Belize is making me considering a permanent move there. Another conversation, another time, another show. So that was their first one that they brought back in 2014. And then beyond that, it didn't really talk about which one was the next that they brought back. But why don't we go through the other blends and their brands. We'll just start from there, from the top. I don't think we're frozen. I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we're good.
So let's go back.
Let's go with the Serena.
The Serena, which means clear, tranquil, serene, which I think is very appropriate, as it is a mild to medium strength cigar. I have not smoked that one, and you're not smoking that one right now.
I'm not.
But they say it's a perfect for a beginner because it is a mild cigar. It's a great, simple way to start your day. Palate, it fills your palate with a sweetness and a creamy finish. You know what? I'm sorry. I gave you the stuff. I gave you the Serene wrapper binder filler when I was talking about this one. So the Serene's wrapper binder filler is Connecticut Ecuadorian, binder Dominican, and filler Dominican Nicaraguan. The one I was talking about earlier, wrapper is Ecuadorian, not a Connecticut, just an Ecuadorian wrapper, Dominican binder, and Dominican Nicaraguan filler. So very similar. It's just whether it was a Connecticut Ecuadorian or an Ecuadorian. And this one is a regular Ecuadorian versus the Serene, which you look on the screen, you can see it's much lighter, which also lends it to that more mild and medium body.
And it comes in a Corona, which is 44 by 5.5, a Robusto 50 by 5.25, a Toro Bravo, which is 54 by 6.5, and then the Grande, the 6 by 60. I would probably like the Grande.
The Grande.
The Grande. And then we're going to do the Canadian Exclusivo.
Oh, you're going to jump all the way down to the bottom, huh?
Well, I just...
however you did them? Now, that was created in a collaboration.
Yes.
As a way of thanking Canada for its support of Matilde for its 5th year anniversary. So this was done in 2019. And their aim was to deliver something kind of unique in all different kinds of aspects. And when they blended this, they achieved an exquisite, creamy, medium-bodied cigar with rich flavors. But only 5,000 have been made and only available in Canada.
And it only comes in a Toro, at 6 by 50.
Now, what I thought was interesting about this is the wrapper is Ecuadorian, and the binder is Dominican, but the filler is Dominican. It's been 5-year-old aged, and it has a Ligero, a Seco, a couple of different leaves from the Dominican, and it also has 3-year-old aged Nicaraguan filler. So I can definitely see those flavors. I think of Nicaraguan with some of that spice and pepper, and then the Dominican a little bit sweeter. I can see those just really blending very well. I'm sorry that this is only available in Canada. I got some friends in Canada that I'm going to have to hit up and say, hey.
Track some of these down.
Yeah, track one of these down and bring a couple.
But consider there was only 5,000 made. They may be all gone, which would not be surprising.
Right. So yeah, that's the Canadian Exclusivo.
Next is the limited exposure, number 2. That looks like one.
You got to go to, okay, so now we're going backwards because this one was only released this year. The number one was released before.
I just put all the pictures in and I'm hitting next in the list.
I know. I'm letting people know that this is their newest one.
This is their newest one, and that one looks tasty.
That one looks really good. I like the color. I like the colors on all of these are very rich and vibrant colors. That purple
and that that purple is on that dark wrapper, and I'm thinking
now this.
Elliot would buy probably.
He'd buy every box.
He'd buy 10
just because of the color. But this one also talks about it's a perfect balance between sweetness and spice. And again, the aromas, it says reminiscent of a flower bouquet. It's on the medium strength side. Oh, so was the Canadian medium. It has an Ecuadorian wrapper, and then everything else, binder and filler, is Dominican.
And
that one
says it's a reminiscent of a bouquet of flowers.
Yeah, that one sounds really good. That one I'd be interested in.
And there's a limited exposure number 1, which is a good looking stick, but not near as good as the number 2.
Well, what excites me about this one is it's got not just 4 Dominican fillers and a Dominican binder, but it's finished with one of our favorite wrappers.
Mexican San Andreas.
Mexican San Andreas wrapper, right? So that one has got to be, it talks about dark chocolate with some caramel, sweetness, and spices. Man, between the number 1 and number 2, honestly, I would probably, my favorite would probably be the number 1.
I tell you what, you buy a box of one, I'll buy a box of the other.
Right?
And we'll split them.
But that one sounds and looks amazing.
Now we're down to the Escura.
Escura, which obviously stands for
what?
Dark.
Which is what I'm smoking here.
Right. It's a much bolder cigar. It is a full flavored, full strength cigar. It again comes with one of our favorite wrappers, the San Andreas, the Mexican San Andreas wrapper. The binder though on this is an Ecuadorian Sumatra, which is
and this is a good stick.
The Sumatra.
Here, take that one home with you, and that way
the Sumatra leaf on the Ecuadorian Sumatra leaf and Sumatra leaves in general are a little bit harder to work with. They're a little bit thinner.
Yep.
So that takes a little bit of and artistry to work with.
Not only artistry to work with, but you've really got to be confident with the filler if you're going to use that, because otherwise the burn could just go to shit.
Yeah.
And and you definitely don't want your cigar exploding on you and going all over the place because the binder, which is supposed to help control the burn, burns too fast.
Right. Well, with this San Andrean wrapper, it talks about notes of black and white pepper, but then hints of sweetness to help, kind of gives you an overall just an incredible journey in flavors and aromas. And I think some of that comes from the filler, because the filler, this is the only one that has USA filler, which I'm imagining is probably Connecticut or Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Filler there, but it's got Dominican, Nicaragua, and some USA filler. I didn't say specifically where in the U.S. it was from, but I'm imagining Connecticut or Pennsylvania.
Now, this one was a top 10 in Cigar Aficionado in 2015, and it does come in the Corona 44 by 5.5, the Robusto 50 by 5 1/4, the Toro Bravo, which is the 54 by 6.5, and the Grande 6 by 60.
I'll tell you, you can see the burn line on this has been perfect. I've had no problems with the draw, and the ash has held amazingly well. So the construction on these,
solid.
Yeah,
solid.
I mean, if we're on a
we're down to the Quadrant, which is the one that you had that I gave you to try.
That's the one I had, and I tried it today before I came here. So the quadrata, which means squared, which is appropriate because it's
a box press.
Box press, right? And it's Dominican and Nicaraguan tobacco. What's interesting about this one is the wrapper is a Habano Ecuadorian wrapper, and then Dominican binder and Dominican and Nicaraguan filler.
And supposedly it's a full strength, but I really didn't
Medium
get that.
Medium to full.
I didn't get that out of that. And
I was more on the medium side for me.
And I'll tell you one thing that I noticed. The draw.
How full is that?
It's fairly full. Okay. But the other deal is the draw's much better on this one. And what I mean by that is I'm having to take a little bit of effort to get a good draw on it, and I like that. the quad was like sucking through a straw.
Okay, good. I'm glad you said that because
I was going to ask you about that.
because I had the quad today and it wasn't bad, but it didn't like inspire me either. It's a good, I'm working in the garage, I'm doing yard work cigar that I don't have to concentrate on.
Yep.
I didn't get, I mean, it talks about here on the flavor notes, a long nutty finish. I got, I didn't get much nuttiness. I got a lot of
Earthy tones.
dry earth.
Yep.
Dry, earthy, almost, if it is nutty, it's like crushed dry nutty leaves is what I got. And it was the flavor was consistent throughout. The draw was hard. It didn't go out on me, but I did have to pull on it pretty good.
I didn't have to pull on mine at all. It was loose.
Well, you said you just got through saying you had to drink through a straw.
No, it was like sucking through a straw. I mean, just an empty straw.
Oh. So, and then, now, how did you cut yours?
B cut.
V cut. I did something that I haven't done in a while, and I did two trilogies. I did two trilogies. Okay. I probably should have done three, but the box press is a little bit smaller. But I wasn't impressed by it. I said, this is probably a $7 to $10 cigar, and if it's $10, I'm probably not buying it a whole lot.
Yeah.
Now, this one, like I was showing you earlier, the burn line has been perfect, the draw has been good, and the flavors are much better on this one. I would definitely pay $10 for this one.
Well, that's an $18 stick.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't remember.
18? It's not a principle. Yeah.
No, it's definitely not.
Not a principle or a crux or anything like that. But it's a good cigar. I $10 to $12 on this. I've got no problem with that. This is a nice.
You're gonna like that one too.
Yeah, but I don't know. I wasn't that impressed with again, nothing wrong with the Quadrata. It didn't hit my palate right.
And we're gonna go back to our fallback, and that's everybody likes different stuff. That one may be,
and that's again
the end all be all, go to all the time for somebody, just not us.
And a perfect example. I just set this down, and the ash fell itself. I didn't have to ash it, but that's still a good burn line. That's how you're supposed to ash it. Let it just fall when it's ready to fall.
And now we're down to yours.
I thought we already covered.
You covered it out of order.
I covered it out of order. All right. So then, yeah, this one, wrapper is Ecuadorian, binder Dominican, filler is Dominican and Nicaraguan. I have started to get some of the dark chocolate and a little bit of black coffee. Now I'm about halfway through it. Early on, it was more earthy and some leather hints. And it has gotten a little bit creamier on the finish the further I've gotten into it.
And that one is available for the usual.
That's our
new mascot.
Scrappy.
Or appetizer, depending on the day.
Calm down.
Go ahead.
No, she's fine. That's okay. That's my our dog. Come here, Scrappy. I can't reach you from there. I don't want to pull you up by your collar. Come here. Mama will get me in trouble. Whitney's dog. I say mine, Whitney's dog. So this is our guest host, Scrappy, this week. Yeah, Scrappy. Good girl, yeah. She went to the lounge and helped me smoke the cigar earlier and visited with some people, and then came in here and tried to bully Ron's dog, Puck. Yeah, a little bully. She's only 4.5 pounds, but she acts like she's 10 feet tall. All right, enough camera time for you. You're already a princess in the lounge and other places.
This one comes in the usual sizes. And then, that was one of the interesting things I liked about these guys is if they do sizes, they do 4 sizes, that's it. And they're all the same.
There's not, so they've got a limited, not all the cigars, they've got a limited selection, but I feel like they put the time and quality into what they have. Again, he didn't want to go into mass production. He wanted to focus on it and do something very well. And I think they've done a great job at focusing on that.
And again, that one was top 25 in 2014.
Okay.
Which was, again, the year it came out.
Yeah.
And let's see here. and we're back to the.
We already covered that one. Yep.
We're already back to the other one.
Yep. So that's their cigars.
And limited history.
Yeah, limited.
We may learn more later.
They got a decent. I mean, their website's good. I tell
you what, their website's phenomenal. And to be honest, all of the photos that I showed you today are straight off their website.
Uh-huh.
They do a great job of, premiering their cigars and do a great job with the photography on the website.
Little hint of what you could expect out of each cigar.
Exactly.
Telling you a little bit about the wrapper, binder, filler.
Strength and the vitolas are right there, plain and simple. So,
but for someone who's thirsty for more in-depth knowledge, it was okay. Now where else do I go look? And looking out there was not a whole lot of extra information.
Evidently, he's a fairly private guy, I guess.
They've only been around for 8 years now.
That's true. Right. Yeah, but he's been in the industry much longer.
He's been in the industry for a long time.
I figured I would find more about, his time and some of the other companies, but it is what it is.
I wanted to know what he did prior to 1974.
Mm-hmm.
What did he do before? So he got involved in cigars in 74, but what did he do before then? Was he
an engineer somewhere?
Was he an engineer? Was he a carpenter? Was he a trash collector? Was he, what was he? Was he a fisherman? What did he do? I wanted to know a little bit more of the backstory, and it was hard to find anything on him. So, yeah, maybe just
he's a man of mystery.
Man of mystery, right? He should be the new Dos Equis guy, right?
Hey, why
not? But yeah, and no mention really of his two sons, except for talking about that he got them involved and started. So I imagine he's hoping to pass this on to his son.
Enrique is. I saw a couple of interviews with him, but none of the other one. So evidently Enrique is more in the hands-on and in the public,
maybe marketing and stuff like that.
Yeah, and so I saw, like I said, I saw him on a couple of interviews, and the other one may be more behind the scenes in the manufacturing and
operations piece of it and everything. Yeah.
So this has been a short show.
Well, let's see.
We were late.
Well, we were just a few minutes late, but it's only 7:45.
Yeah.
It's still pretty good. But we still have. So I do want to cover just a couple of things related to cigars, not related to cigars.
I don't want to hear about your love life.
No, nothing about that.
Unless you like cigars.
I did have a birthday.
You did have a birthday
on Monday. And what cigar? Oh, I started my morning at the lounge at 10 o'clock with a Venciamos. One that I won as a bet against KO because the Cowboys had a better record than the 49ers. Ha ha ha. So he owed me a box of those, and I figured what better way to celebrate my birthday than a winning from a bet. So that's what I started my day with. And then tomorrow I'm taking the actual day off and doing the gun shoot with Adrian and a group of guys out at the range.
Keep everybody entertained for just
1 second.
For just 1 second. Because I want to do this on camera.
Uh-oh. He must have something that he wants to present or something. Anyway, so yeah, good birthday week. Had a dinner with my girlfriend and her parents on Saturday night. Did something with her and her cousin on Sunday. And then last night, or Monday night, she cooked me dinner lamb. It was amazing. Yeah, so I had a good, much different than my birthday last year. And then I'm going to see my parents this weekend, and they're going to obviously celebrate my birthday with me this weekend for Easter. And actually, my girlfriend's going with me. It'll be the first time for her to meet my parents and my sister, and my brother-in-law. So that'll be a lot of fun. So that'll happen this weekend. But I do want to let you know that...
Happy birthday.
Oh, look at that. Oh. 1221 out of 3,000. Are you no, you shouldn't. You shouldn't do that. That's.
I did it.
Oh, all right. I'm not gonna not take it. That's.
Well, tell everybody what I gave you.
So he gave me the Commonwealth, which is produced by Principal Cigars. This is the only cigar that was made during COVID out of the Dominican Republic when everything was shut down because the
manufacturing manager
was the only one in there and stayed, and they had this amazing. How many? 10 different
10
tobaccos?
different countries
Tobaccos. Made 3,000. These boxes are numbered. This is 1,221 out of 3,000, and it is a.
Well, I know you have a signed one.
I have a signed one, which I'm never going to smoke.
Which you're never going to smoke, so I figured I would give you one that you could smoke.
Thank you. Yeah, so the signed one is actually signed by
Darren and the manager.
The manager who actually rolled and made the cigars. Yeah, so that one I could probably auction off for a couple $100,000.
No, but you could probably auction off for a couple of hundred.
Yeah. But yeah, so something you should be. Not only am I a year older, but since I did go to Belize and Whitney likes me growing a beard, now it's very obvious that I have lots of gray. So that should make you very happy.
No, not really.
Not really?
You still have hair. That's the problem.
Well, I talked with John this week. We FaceTime, and John was like, I love that you're growing a beard. I was like, why is that? He goes, because I have a beard, but at least my beard is red, and yours is all white. Now, he's older than me, so he was poking at me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're an asshole. Speaking of which, before we get to our shameless plugs, which we're getting incredibly close to,
Yep.
This week is his last week.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
PSA, he starts a new job next week, so we'll talk about that when they get to it. So what you missed was when you went inside and I was entertaining people this weekend. I'm celebrating my birthday with my parents for Easter, and Whitney's going with me. It'll be her first time to meet my parents and my sister and brother-in-law. So
I expect a Reddit thread build out of that.
I guess. I mean, I've met her parents, her grandmother, her cousins, her brother, I've met almost her entire family, either in person or FaceTime with them. So I guess I passed all those tests, so now it's her turn. So anyway, as cigars go, these guys are good. Again, I'm not sure about the box pressed one. I mean, it's okay cigar, but this one's really good. I can't wait to test the Oscura, especially since it has a Mexican San Andreas wrapper. Is that?
I know that's what was tearing you apart earlier when you were picking out which one you were going to smoke.
Yeah, I was like, especially with that Sumatra binder. I'm really excited to see how well that pairs. So, all right. So next week is Bourbon Society.
Yep.
And I'm going to be there. And then you told me that Kevin Hand, who is the
unofficial
brand ambassador for Crux,
right,
is going to be here. And you guys are going to smoke some of the original labeled Crux. I was like, well, maybe I'll skip out on bourbon and come join the show.
Well, if you do, you'll get to have some, and we'll have some bourbon.
Oh, man. You guys are killing me.
I've got to make it hurt a little bit.
I know, right? Yeah, you have some fun on the weeks I'm not here. Like, oh, let me do something different and outside the box. So that's what we'll be.
Well, you know what? Now that you mention that, what we ought to do one week is do a vintage cigar night and pull in some older stuff that both of us have and the shop may have, and talk about vintage cigars and vintage labels and vintage stuff in general.
Brandon or Nathan on the show, that show.
And then we'll bring out some special either old wine or old bourbon and pull out something special out of the box on that as well. And hell, if we're going to do that, if we're going to drag Brandon into it or Nathan, might as well just have it up at the shop.
Yeah, if we can get Nathan to commit to one, because he's committed a couple of times and then had to back out for whatever legitimate or unlegitimate reasons. You hear that, Nathan?
We are calling your ass out.
Yeah, we are.
We will do that every day of the week.
But just so you know, it was his idea, and he's the one that brought it up first. So if you're going to beat on anyone, beat on him. Because he's much bigger than both of us.
He is a big boy.
So yeah, all right. So I guess it's time for our shameless plugs, and
Well, I have the shameless plugs fixed this time so they can actually hear us while we're doing it. And we're going to start off with Air Rescue.
Oh, Aaron Klaus and his team, excellent. Hey, we're coming in the summer. Get your air conditioning checked, and great rates and terrific service. Those guys. And then next up after them is
the Cellar Geek, Magnolia.
Our friend, our wine enthusiast, and bringer of excellent wines.
And if you need somebody to manage your wine collection, or if you're looking for advice on wine, hit up Magnolia. She's on Facebook. She's on Instagram. Hit her up. Her link's there.
I've got a couple of bottles that I bought. I bought a case of 6 of one kind, 3 of one, and 3 of another.
Well, that's because you're a lush.
I need to send her a pic. Well, they were normally $70 bottles I got for $35, and I couldn't pass it up. And luckily, Whitney's parents love both bottles that I gave them. So again, just trying to work that angle and get another step.
That's it. That's it.
All right. After our wine enthusiast,
Cigars and Guns.
Cigars and Guns. So I wore one of their
shirts.
shirts.
Can't see your shirt yet. Yeah.
Oh, so if you've seen me on the show, I didn't wear the Tales from the Lounge, but I wore this Cigars and Guns original, which if you're a beer drinker, you probably recognize this logo. And then once we get off, before we really go, I'm going to show you another shirt, which is my favorite that I wore when I was in Belize, which is the one right now.
I saw that.
So yeah, Adrian and those guys.
But hit Adrian at Cigars and Guns. He's on all media platforms.
And they've got a monthly T-shirt for $25. So join that, and you'll get a T-shirt a month, and they're amazing. And you don't know what it is until you open the package.
Distretto Coffee.
I'm not a coffee drinker, but if I do drink coffee, which I do every now and then on Saturday mornings, Distretto is what I drink. Distretto coffee is amazing.
I have it every morning, and if you use the promo code TAILS, you get a discount on your order.
I need to borrow a K-cup or 2 from you to take to my sister to see what she thinks of it, because her and her husband are big coffee drinkers.
Go local. If you're needing any kind of media marketing or branding advice and work done, go local. Those guys are phenomenal.
Brandon, Busy, Gabe, that whole team is amazing. They just had someone new join the team. Actually, Brandon is helping Whitney with, she's got a pressed art flower company that she's trying to start, and he's helping her out.
Cool.
Yeah, terrific team.
Our home away from home industrial cigar company. We have not mentioned them enough tonight.
No, haven't. I was on one of the pages that we promote out to. I think it was North Texas Cigar Club or whatever, and there was an unsolicited, oh, hey, I know everyone talks about this other lounge because it has just a ton of selection, but if you want good service, hard to find cigars, knowledgeable people, and just an unbelievable atmosphere, you got to try industrial, and it's better than anything else. And it was amazing review, and it was unsolicited, and it was pretty cool to read that.
And if you use the promo code TAILS10, you will get 10% off if you're not already a member. So, I mean, who can argue with 10% off?
No, I can't.
Inner Soul Images, Busy Bee. If you're needing videography, a DJ, or photography done, he's your guy. He does phenomenal work. Very personable. And
2 years ago, he did my headshot for my new job. And then just last week, he did new headshots for me, because in those 2 years I've lost 140 pounds and I needed new headshots done for work, and it was amazing. I'd taken a couple different shirts, a couple different ties, and what we thought looked good before, based upon the background we had, it was something totally different, and he did an amazing job, and took enough pictures until he got the lighting right.
He can even make Chris look good.
Yeah, he made me look good, and that's cool.
Lone Elm.
Our newly married friend, Amy Porter, which is now Amy...
Something or another,
married name, of Lone Elm. Congratulations again on that. They're local out in...
Forney.
Head
to Forney, Texas. Tell them that we sent you, and they will give you the tour and give you some stuff to drink, and You better be careful when you leave.
Yeah, weeded bourbons, and their vodka is weeded, and it has a little bit of a chocolate taste to it.
Ooh, now that does sound nice.
Yeah, it's nice. So try it out. So this is
For
the last time.
The last week, I'll have to change this slide out now.
Yeah, Palmetto State Armory. My buddy John out in South Carolina. He's the general manager at the main store there. This is his last week. Had another better opportunity to move to another company. Gives him weekends off, spend more time with the kids, and quite a nice little pay raise. So good for them. He still has his gun connection, so I still get some discounts every now and then. But last time we'll be promoting Palmetto State Armory officially.
Officially.
Right? Officially. So.
Pix Auto Service. He is mobile. Hence the word mobile in the ad there. He will come to your house and he will fix your stuff. You don't have to take it somewhere and drop it off and wait for it to be there for 3 weeks or whatever. He'll give you work out a schedule with you, come hook up with you, do your auto repairs.
You know the last time I saw him?
When?
Excuse me. The last time I saw him was about 5 hours ago in my driveway fixing my roommate's car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, mobile, definitely mobile.
Say thank you. If you're needing some promotional gift baskets or gifts for an event,
engraving, whatever it is.
And as you can see on there, they do baskets, they do engraving on wood, they do glass, they do metal, they do acrylics.
Everything.
They can do it all.
Ale and Begley are amazing.
Yes, they are. I'm looking forward to the new humidor.
Oh, yes. That double decker is crazy.
And another promo company, Yelly Belly Chocolates. If you need chocolates and you want good quality chocolates, go to Yelly. Now, you don't have to get the fancy stuff with your logo on it if you don't want. Just get their regular chocolates or attend one of their chocolate making classes and enjoy yourself and treat yourself to some really good chocolate.
And it is really good stuff. And the exciting thing for me is my new location when I go back to work is right there. And Whitney works at Addison Airport, which is just a couple blocks from Yelly. So, yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to probably be seeing Yelly a lot more often here soon.
And use the promo code TAILS on that one. Get a discount on classes from them.
I got a discount on an Easter gift I got from them last year. So, yeah,
they were very cool.
Code. Yep. And then we're back to our buddy Aaron. So, there you go. That's all of our shame. Okay, so this is the Cigars and Guns shirt. If you're a beer drinker, you might recognize this, the original. One of my favorites. I've been doing this for 7 months. I got 7 or 8 t-shirts. I got a ton of t-shirts, which is good because I needed a new wardrobe. There. Very simple, but this one, that's the one that I wore in Belize. Got a lot of compliments on it, and it even looks like it's already a little faded from all my time in Belize.
Seawater will do that.
Yeah, seawater will do that. And I did. I wore it out when we went out on the catamaran and went fishing. And we're out on the ocean 5 hours.
I don't want to hear it. Just
laying out, fishing. Of course, she's the one that caught the big fish. I didn't catch any that day. So anyway, I guess that does all of our shameless plugs and wraps this up for the night. Look at that, 8 o'clock on the dot.
Thanks everybody for showing up. I know we didn't have a whole lot of information, but we had what we had, and we want to thank you for showing up. And hopefully you'll be here next week when we smoke some vintage Crux cigars and harass the hell out of him not being here. And the week after that, we've got, 3-4 weeks already planned out?
Already planned and lined up. So I can start research early.
We can start research early, and we're going to have some great fun. Thanks, everybody.
Have a great day and enjoy your weekend.